Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our first our fall performance season. It goes from September to April and May. And we have one each month at the first Wednesday of the month. So welcome. And I'm going to stop my thing. Okay. They update things all the time. It's just driving me crazy, as you know. All right. Let's start from the beginning. Okay. So, of course, today, we have Cornett, and she's going to be presenting her book, which she is a library staff person on. In October, I have Alice Hill, who's discussing Under a Full Moon, and yes, that's what's about this. Anyway, I hate it when it's changed. Okay. There we go. Okay, let's see if that stopped. All right. Sorry, guys. I will have to figure out why it's doing all this. Okay. Anyway, has anybody worked Garrett, do you know why it's doing that? It's to stop my slide. Sorry, guys. I kind of know something that 15 minutes later. All right. So in October, we have Alice Hill Under the Full Moon for the last one to campus. And then in November, we have a campus humanities speaker coming from Glasgow, and she's done a special program on the opposite of wizard, all the background of the Wizard of Oz, so she can bring on material and stuff. So we're really kind of excited about her. Remember, story time for all your little ones in your family starts September 13th. And then we have story walks. For those of you who love to do our story walks, it's going to be out at 5 Park. And it'll be on Stella Luna. And then we have LAPSIC that starts next week also. And then our Yak Activity Center is open every afternoon, 3:30 to 5 Monday to Thursday, and 3:30 to 4:45 on Fridays. If you know somebody who's struggling with either English or Spanish or any other language, but just needs to learn English, Vi here does that, and she speaks Spanish and English. There's somebody else who speaks another language, she can come and she's really good at sign language. Yeah, she's good with other languages, it's just helping people move through. Okay. When we have issues on when we're closed or weather comes, just know there are 3 places to find us: Facebook, library.com, and library online or online catalog. All those places will tell you if we're open or not. And then if you know somebody who struggles with type 2 diabetes, the Citizens Medical Center is having their first in-person class October 17th. And I'm sorry, guys. You can see it later. Yeah, work on this program. Anyway, McCarty is doing something, and it'll be like all of November and December. It's a special grant she's gotten, and so she helps with food suggestions and all kinds of things. It's the last group is just finishing and really enjoying it. It's free. It's going to be in the library. The first class is on October 17th. And then just remember that that you can do things by audiobook. So I'm sorry you didn't get to do what I did. I have no idea what happened. I did it earlier and it worked just fine. So let me have Vi come and start her presentation. She came to us about 2 years ago and just came as a part-time circulation person, and I found out what a wonderful staff person she would be, and that she knows English and Spanish, and I was so excited to get an ESL person, and she said yes, and so she's been doing that for now a couple of years. Yes, and we have regular people that come and we work out the workbook, and then when she's with all the everything she does, works full time, and I found out she works book, I'm like, wow. So she's going to come and tell you about it. This is her first presentation ever, so ask her lots of questions, smiles on her, and she's going to have a good time. Here you go. Thank you. No, I need to give a plug for the Thomas County Community Foundation. They were having trouble, remember, with our sound system. And so they helped us get this new microphone and that new microphone. Well, she's the first to use it. It was slow to get here, we finally got it. So they helped us with the funding for that just last year.
Nice. Well, first of all, I just wanted to thank you guys for coming out here to see me and my wonderful and new endeavor I decided to take on. I also want to thank all the staff for the wonderful food that they provided. They worked really hard to get this set up for all of us here to be able to enjoy. So let's give them a good. You guys see me sweating up here. The voice gets a little shaky. I'll get there. Before I begin, I just I just want to tell you guys a little bit about myself. My name is, well, here everybody knows me as Violet Cornett, but I have written under Violeta Cornett, which is my actual name. But for some reason, along the lines of the translation, the A has been removed, and so from then on it just became Violet. But I've written the book under Violeta Cornett. Go ahead. I come from Las Cruces. This is where I hail from. This is my origins. Las Cruces, New Mexico. I don't know if anybody knows where that is, but if you guys don't, it is really close to El Paso, Texas, and I'm sure a lot of you guys know where that is, because that's a good airport place to land and do a lot of that transition. Yeah, well, like I put a wonderful picture of the Oregon Mountains. That was my view growing up, and we did a lot of trips up there. Have nice dripping springs, and they also have the white sand. If you guys have heard of that, excuse me, it is a good reminder that I should take my. Anyways, I grew up here in Las Cruces in a very quiet household. And I say quiet because there's 6 siblings at home. I have 3 older brothers, and then I have a younger sister and I have an older sister. I am the fifth. So they used to call us the Brady Bunch, but there was 3 and 3. So from this small extension, my little sister at the time my mom was pregnant in this photo. So she's in there, but not like visible to the eye there at that moment. But from that, we've grown a little more. This was a last family photo we took before my mom passed away. So she's no longer with us, but she has definitely created a nice lineage here. And through all of them, I have wonderful nieces and nephews that have given me the idea of where this plan to go on a group. What do I have? Oh, when I'm here, how did I end up in Kobe? I'm like, how did I end up in lovely Kobe? I was like, I was very nervous at first moving away from all of my family. The first stop I did was in Pueblo, Colorado. My little sister attended college there. She went to CSU. She convinced me somehow to move to Pueblo. And I said, okay, I will give it a go. I'll try. I'll go out there. I was up there probably 2-3 years. And that is where I met my now husband, AJ. And AJ is from Colby. So he's, born and raised here in Colby, well, technically. And he's been here all his life except for when he lived in Colorado. And he's the one who brought me up to Colby, which I intended to adapt. And coming from what I used to think was a small town where I lived. And then I went to Kobe, I said, where was I wrong? And I said, but now I don't have to be in traffic for any of those to get from point A to point B. I love it. Used to leave early just to get to work though. So this is new. We've added more family members just recently. I just went to go meet my new niece, Mrs. Charlie. She's over here, and then we have Peyton here. There are new additions recently to our family, so I do have some new ones now that I can start telling my stories to. Oh, and that's a picture of our wedding. We decided we are also animal lovers, and we decided we were going to get married at the zoo. So we had our wedding at Pueblo Zoo out there. That was very fun, although everybody else got to enjoy the zoo, and we did not get to see anything. They don't tell us those things, when you're doing these parties, that most of the time you're probably not going to get what enjoy the other things that you thought you might do. But we also, before we landed officially here in Colby, we traveled across the U.S. Taking animals, dogs, cats, turtles. We had a few different critters that we took from state to state. And it was basically, we were taking them from either one shelter to a home that they've been adopted to, or a lot of them to where these that we see these wonderful dog shows, very fancy, and they're probably very expensive little animals that they needed to be with someone when they were transported. So they don't usually ship them on planes because they want to make sure that they're safe at all times. And so we got to do that. And so we met tons of people and tons of animals. And it was a wonderful blessing to be able to help a lot of these animals go either from a shelter to a home, or showing even some of these show dogs to, to their new places where they were going to dog shows. So we were very busy. We would stop, we let the dogs out. Sometimes we have a 4 in the thing where there we are walking around, and I would always laugh at my husband because he kind of walk around with this little boat or a little sweater wearing dog. He's walking around with these cute little dogs around there. So I did not include a lot of those pictures because it would be a whole file of just tons of pictures of the animals. But and eventually we ended up here in Colby where we finally settled, and we are here now going on 4 years. We are finally getting that full-fledged establishment. Right, I'll tell you guys, I have potatoes, Titus, and Denver. I decided to collect my own fruit. I think that's the next picture. This is what entertains me at home when I'm home. And I entertain because they drive me crazy, but at the same time, so happy that they're there to keep me company. So I have my wonderful little Titus here. That little guy has come out. He's a handful. I have Cato. We have Denver. I have Opie. And Charlie passed away a couple of months ago, so he's no longer with us, but that is what kept me very entertained at home and very busy. Now I will talk about the fun part of the process. So I started, or I should say, I've been writing stories to my family, my friends, everybody who will hear me sometimes. I come up with crazy ideas, and I'm always trying to do something different. I always want to try new businesses, or I want to do this, and tell my husband, what about this? What about this idea? And he just drives along with me and just, sure, okay, we'll try that too. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't work. That's okay, that's how we learn. And so I decided that I've been telling my sister for a long time that, one of these days I'm gonna write a book. And she's like, yeah, okay. And I've been writing, I used to write little notes, little comics, like, drop little things and giving them to them as gifts. Like, see, so I never looked and so I started this story one day. And it just kind of flowed pretty easily to me because it was connected to me. And so it worked out really well in my head. And so I said, I'm going to read it out loud one of these days. So the first person who got to hear it was my dad. And it actually happened to be that I was in ESL class. Parents waiting for my students to show up. And he was here visiting, and he was in class with me, and I said, Dad, can I read something to you? He said, of course, ma'am. I said, okay. I didn't tell him I read it, I didn't say anything, I just said I was going to read it to him. So I read him the story. And then at the end, he tells me, that was really good. He's all like, that was a really good story. Is that what you're going to do for your class? Are you going to, you didn't know I was reading all the story. He said, are you guys going to do stories, or what are you guys doing with it? He said, Dad, I said, this is my story. I said, I wrote it, but that's as far as it went. I just been holding on to it for a while. He's like, you should make it into a book. I think this is really good. And I think you can do it. Of course, the parents are always very nice and encouraging us to do things and step out of our comfort zone. And I said, you think so, Dad? He said, yeah, I think it would be great. So I left it at that. I think I had Miss Mary, who also works here. She was my next victim. Guess who else was? But somebody in the school system, a teacher who's read tons and tons of stories before, and I said, yeah, I have a story that I'd like you to read one day. She said, okay. I gave it to her, put it in her little cubby box. I was waiting desperately for the results of what happened with the shifting, and it took for me, it felt like forever. Which was a couple of days by the time that I saw her again. We all were the same show. And so she told me, like, that's a really good story. Well, I wasn't a book yet. She said, it's a really good story. She said, are you going to make it into a book? And I looked at her like, okay, I'm getting confirmation that maybe I should start making a book. Let's start Googling some day with a little free time that I usually get. So much free time with all my animals here and work. I decided to start Googling. What do you do when you don't know something? We Google it. Like, how to write a book. So I Googled a lot of information. I learned so much just reading things. I read comments and things that they've done. You have to send it to a publisher. You have to get registrations and some of these publishing houses only accept you both, and they have come with all these rules and things of all these regulations, and I'm like, okay. So we're getting a little, I was like, I just the story. I thought you just send it off and somebody is gonna do something with it. Apparently that's not how it works. So I started by doing, the first thing is somebody else says, we need to find an editor. As good as we think we are sometimes writing, we tend to miss a lot of things, and especially if I'm with media, I don't realize that I missed this, or I spelled that, use the wrong there. So I think that's one of my biggest problems there. And so I found an editor online. So if anybody's ever looking to do something with their books, there is editors apparently that they do services for you online, and I guess it just depends on how many words your book is that they give you quotes, and you can send it to numerous people, and so then they give you an amount of what something will cost or what you can do. So I said, I sent it to an editor. She sent it back pretty quickly, and I had to make 2 changes on it. I was blessed with not having to make so many changes. I said, man, so these people, okay, everybody's giving a little bit. This is working out a little too good for me. And I was like, I'm waiting for that little love. All right, happily I told my husband, I said, well, at least I got it edited, so I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Start sending it to publishers, sending it to all these places. Sure enough, you have to, you gotta like leave your heart out to these letters. There's a letter you gotta do, and you have to send them like if you have ideas for something else. They ask you for all this information. Okay. I started sending it out. I made this big letter. It's like a resume, you know. These are my qualifications, although I've never done this before. Please believe in me, because I think I got something here going. So we did all that, and while I'm waiting, they also don't tell you that some of them don't respond until 6 months later. So it takes a really long time. That's one of the first things that pops up when you send it. It says, do not expect a response until a certain time, and each one has a time limit of how long. If you don't hear from us within that time, we passed on the offer. That's how they let you know. No way. You just get that no call ever. They just leave you. They just drop you, and they're like, "Well, I'm assuming that was no." 6 months later, I started doing from there. The fun process is what I call this: is finding an editor. I mean, an illustrator. And although I am okay at drawing, I'm only good at it pencil and paper. And in this world, everything is digital now. And they have all these fancy, these pads and machines. They use their pencils and they come up with these creative things, and I have no idea even how most of the stuff is used. So I went online again, and I started looking for an illustrator who could help me. And I have met, these are a few of the sketches. I met a young lady, her name is Helga. She is from the Ukraine. She is wonderful. First of all, she is an art teacher for kids out there in the Ukraine. And I'm sure most of you guys have heard, obviously, there's problems out there right now. Their situation is not great. And she was affected by that. She had to leave her home because of it. And so as she was telling me her story and why she was even online looking for work was because she no longer had her place of employment to work. And she loves art, which is what she did. So we connected and we got together. I gave her my idea. I sent her the story, and it's like she knew exactly what I was picturing in my head. And she sent me some illustrations, like, what do you want my field book to look like? I don't know. So she had sent some stuff over, and it was exciting. The very first sketch that I got, because I'm like, it's coming to life. Like, I can't believe that my character has a face. And so, anyway, if you guys ever want to look her up, I'll give you guys information on her. She's wonderful, and just her story alone, she's also done a book that is helping benefit some of the children that have been displaced from their homes. So any of those funds also help all these kids, and she donates all to each one of them a book that she's created, which is this book here that she's got here. She has it now available in different languages, so she's gone online. Before it was just local, but now she's made it online and it's in various places. If you guys ever wanted to see what her cause was to help the children out there. This is her photo, like she has. She's really, you show her she's stuff up there. So if you guys, I have I think a little note on my next page, something that says, if anyone interested in writing a book, my advice would be, don't do it. Always follow your dream, always follow your heart. It doesn't matter if anybody is believing in you, as long as you believe in yourself, you can get there. You can get there. It may not happen overnight. It could take years, it could take months. It could be a while. This has been years and a long time running already. Just again, I have on there, just never give up. It will happen. It will happen. What do I have next for you guys here? Oh, I found a wonderful quote from Mr. Walt Disney, of course. The way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. Now, my anecdote is about an aunt and her nephew, Sebastian. He has problems trying to express his feelings. Like most children, we don't know how to tell you when why they're upset or what the situation or why they're feeling certain things. And so sometimes they lash out differently because something's bothering them. So Sebastian is having problems with some of his emotions, and so the book is about him feeling anger, feeling sad, feeling happy, and he loves to visit his aunt. It seems that when he visits his aunt, like they just are on the same level that she doesn't ever judge him. She doesn't correct him in the way, that's just not how you do things, and it's not the no status that I know that we tend to do sometimes. We're like, no, we're not going to tell that fit. This isn't what's going to happen. And so she talks to him in a way that's very understanding to him, and he starts to understand what his feelings are. And she explains to him that it's okay to feel those things. And so that's what this book is about, is the journey between both of them and the connection that they have together. And how important aunts are, because as you guys saw, I have tons of nieces and nephews, and we always had adventures ourselves. We used to have sleepovers, they would come over, I'd give them advice whether it was wanted or not. I would do it anyways. And so this is where this kind of stems from. Now this book also has some words in Spanish. What I like to call it, my book is Spanglish. It does tell you what it means in English, but in our household, Spanglish is a real thing. I talk to all my family members, especially my dad, and he is good. When he's good at English, he's great at it, and when he can't remember a word, all of a sudden, you feel like we're all talking in Spanish now. Because it transitioned just quickly. And then we're like, oh, okay, then we come back. And my spouse here is always the one in the middle of how we went from English, so all of a sudden we're in Spanish, or sometimes he's the one where I have to yell at him, we're like, how do you say something in English? And he's looking at me like, I don't know what that is in Spanish, so I can't tell you what it is in English. And people like, you're yelling at him, he doesn't even understand. You're right, I guess. You're right, I guess. So, I was hoping to read the book for you guys. And if you guys are ready to go on an adventure with me, I'd love to do that now. We were trying earlier to get it online, but as we see, we have a little bit of technical difficulties sometimes when the devices don't do what we'd like them to do. But, okay. Let's see. Do you want to give my whole? No, I'll read. Thank you. Saturdays with my Aunt Flor are my favorite days. We bake cookies together and we go on special adventures. Aunt Flor always says, Sebastian, did you know that flor means flower in Spanish? My aunt, she is very funny. She likes to make me reír, that means laugh. She lets me have the flower, even if it gets all over. Aunt Flor has 3 very funny puppies. One is called Taquito, the other is called Churro, and the last is called Juan. When we bake together, they're good at cleaning up after us. Aunt Flor loves to be different. Our cookies are never round. She says any shape will taste just the same. Delicioso. That's delicious. Even her house is different, with colors like green, blue, and pink. Aunt Flor says it's important to have fun, no matter what we do. When I go to Aunt Flor's house, we sing, dance, and play. Aunt Flor especially loves to bake. She bakes very ricos postres. That's rich desserts. Aunt Flor says that desserts help us sweeten life. I love to bake with my Aunt Flor. We talk about many things when we are together. Sometimes I get sad when my friends are mean and I cry. But Aunt Flor, she makes me smile. Aunt Flor says it's important to cry because tears wash away our tristeza, that sadness. I also sometimes get angry when I can't find any of my toys. And Aunt Flor says it's important to say how I feel so that the anger disappears and I can remain feliz. That's happy. When I'm with my Aunt Flor, that makes me happy. And Aunt Flor makes me feel good. My Aunt Flor is very wise and different. One day I'm going to be wise, just like my Aunt Flor. Aunt Flor says it's happening already, and that makes me happy too. Before bedtime, we get a taza de leche. That means a cup of milk, and enjoy our treats. When it's time to dormir, that's sleep, my Aunt Flor tells me an adventure story. And today, I was a superhero, and Aunt Flor, she was the villain. Even Taquito, Churro, and Juan were part of the story. Aunt Flor says it's important to dream big because dreams can come true. My Aunt Flor is very different, and that makes her special. My Aunt Flor loves me, and I love my Aunt Flor. That's thank you guys. Thank you. I don't think I have anything besides the little thank you screen. And I am open to any questions. I'm sure like I said, I wanted to say so much, and when you start talking, you forget half of the things you wanted to say. But if you guys have any questions, I am now available.
How long did it, from beginning to end, was the cycle that it take to do all this?
For me, blessed, thank you for, God bless me with, it took me a little over a year. I've met a lot of people that I know it's taken them a really long time to other children's book writers that I've met along the way that have taken them a little longer, but I was very blessed to find all the people I needed the first time to get it out. So yes, it's
Now, if you were to write another, are you going to use these same people?
I hope to create my, either my aunt and Sebastian, and also the dogs have their own story coming hopefully soon. So yes, I do have ideas already in the works that we can hopefully, I don't know what those dogs kind of remind me of my own critters, so I figured they need their own book. I think they need their own book. Yeah. So I hope to use some of these characters in other books as well.
What was your press run, and did you consider print on demand at all?
I did, and I do have that as well. So it is available on print on demand. So you can do that. You can find it, luckily on Amazon. You can find it in Barnes and Noble, Walmart.com, places of that nature. So it is available that way. And the run itself, I limited what I wanted when I made the deal, because I wasn't sure if it was something that I should have 1,000 copies of and every copy in my closet. So I told me that, hey, if I could at least a couple of them out, that's a big thing for me already. I said one, and all I did was probably the first one to buy it was good enough. And so, but yes, I'm also very blessed to run a company. And also, they don't tell you these things, but when they do make you an offer, you must read all that fine print, because some of these companies are out to make profit, which is, I understand what they do, that is their business, but they leave you, that person that did all the work, with very minimal of anything, including any ways for you to be the one to say what goes and what doesn't go. They have a lot saying what is allowed and what isn't allowed. And so it kind of brings you down when you finally get those, because then you go, but I wanted it like this, and then they kind of tell you that they want to change it or they're going to do this. And so make sure you do that. If you guys ever look into that, always. You know, they always say that we're so good at just finding things and we get excited and you just want to go. But I did read all the things and prior, so I was like, this is so good. So we are here, obviously, I'm here, made it.
And the publisher does most all the marketing for you.
Yes, they do. They do most of the marketing for me. I myself have been putting myself out there, and I was accepted into the Louisville, Kentucky Book Fair this year with my book. So I will be out there October 28th and 29th. They have 270 entries to get into that book fair, and again, very blessed to have made it through. They will have about 100 different authors at this book fair. So this stage, and I'm super excited to be part of it, because I just also want to meet, being a book lover myself, all of these other people, and be in a place where there's tons of books and now I'm just surrounded by it. I'm just like, somebody just bring me some coffee and tea or something. I'm just gonna sit here and read all this. So that will be happening. If you guys haven't heard of it, you guys definitely look it up. It's Louisville. That's what it's called, Louisville Kentucky Book Fair out there. And they do awesome. They do a lot of their proceeds go to apparently there is a neighborhood areas that don't have any bookstores whatsoever, and their goal is to be able to provide all those children who do not have access to books, giving them the books within their own region. So that's really nice. Yes.
Do you have any books to sell yourself to us?
I do have some books available. If you guys happen to have any that you guys would like to read to your grandchildren, or nieces, nephews, or yourself, I always think I'm like, oh, I love reading children's books. I also like to watch children's cartoons. So yes, I do have some today after me, absolutely.
And I have one more thing. If you need a cat in your story, my cat would be wonderful.
You know, animals seem to be really good characters in our books, because boy, oh boy, they all have their own little characteristics, don't they? You guys, anything else that you guys were wondering about? Oh, there's them. I already asked you this, but I just thought I'd ask you for the audience as well. Because I wanted to put this in. Yes, and your explanation for that. Yes, so originally the book that I wrote was in Spanish, the way originally I had come out with in Spanish. I dubbed it to be, let's do the Spanglish version of it first instead. And I'm hoping that actually soon, in the near future, that we are going to be able to do it also in a different version of Spanglish, where we'll be more dominant Spanish with some words in English for them. So that will be another endeavor I get to be part of, and hopefully that won't be as hard because we've got most of the stuff that we just have to add some of the wording to it. So hopefully, yes, that would be something we add some of the Spanglish other version. Yes. Okay.
Nice. Got one more.
Yes.
Are we gonna have this in the library where people can check it out?
Go for it. We will have it available, let us know.
Yes, the book is available. I've been hiding it in my room and getting inspiration from it in the office. And then it'll go on the shelves after this. So you'll have to put your name on the list or buy them. It's really cute. It is so adorable. And then she couldn't do it in Spanish, but they wanted her to sell like 5,000 or some unheard amount. The Spanish version. I did put it in for the Cannabis Notable books for next year, so I'm hoping that she'll get nominated for next year. They accepted it, she sent them on, and so we've got that started. Yeah,
Lots of big projects, all in very short.
so we're encouraging her.
Oh, yes, yes.
When did you get your book? And when did you open the box of books that came to you?
I got it mid-July
Of this year?
of this year. In the box, several boxes. Well, like, they sent you an author copy. And so there was a small pamphlet, and I was like, I knew it was coming. And I said, the mail got ready to get and he's like, no, he left. It said it was supposed to be here today, wasn't here. We ended up leaving, I think, out of town, or we were going somewhere, so just left me another time waiting. I said, well, maybe it'll be there when I get back. It was not there when I got back. Maybe even longer. I think we ended up getting it like a couple of days after we came back. It was empty in the box. And I actually grabbed it out of the box because in my free time, I also work as a grain accountant at Cornerstone Ag. So I in my free time, so I was during lunch, I had to know them, gave it, so I grabbed it. And I said, I know this is what I'm gonna try it. Just gonna put it down. I have other things I gotta go. I have a short span here. I let all the dogs out and I gotta get something to eat. And so I was warning about it. It wasn't until that evening. And I knew, you know, you're at work. It's there. And I'm like, I wanna see it. So I was at work. Who knows, counting down the time. I'm like, it's 12 o'clock, I'm ready to go. And it wasn't until the evening that I finally got home and I opened it and it was everything I just, all of my inspiration, my dreams were all in this one. Who would have known that actually cares so much?
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
I have to confess, I wasn't getting very much inspiration about Book for Lunch in September, and it must have been because her book was coming out, and that was when I heard it had arrived, I was like, yes. And when I saw it, I said, of course you have to do it, but before that, I was like, I'm not finding anybody I really want for September. So God was over here, you know, before her. I know. Thank you very much.
Thank you guys for having me.